Good evening. We begin tonight with a major development in the Middle East, where a fragile ceasefire is holding between Israel and Hamas, bringing an end to a devastating conflict and securing the release of the final group of hostages. The agreement, mediated by the Trump administration, saw Hamas release the last 20 living hostages abducted during the October 7, 2023 attack. The militant group also handed over 4 coffins carrying the remains of deceased hostages. In exchange, Israel freed approximately 1,300 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. The breakthrough has been met with a wave of international relief and, perhaps more surprisingly, widespread bipartisan praise in the United States for President Donald Trump and his administration's diplomatic efforts. Among the most prominent voices is that of former President Bill Clinton, who issued a statement expressing his gratitude. He wrote, quote, "The horrors of the October 7, 2023 attack on Israel and the conflict they reignited have resulted in unbearable human loss. It has been hard to watch and nearly impossible to rationalize." He continued, "I'm grateful that a ceasefire has taken hold, that the last 20 hostages have been freed, and that desperately needed aid has begun to flow into Gaza." President Trump and his administration, Qatar, and other regional actors deserve great credit for keeping everyone engaged until the agreement was reached. This commendation is particularly striking given the long and often bitter political feud between the Clintons and Donald Trump, which dominated the 2016 presidential election and has persisted for years. The praise marks a significant departure from Mr. Clinton's previous skepticism. As recently as this past summer, he had publicly questioned whether President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu truly intended to pursue peace, suggesting they did not support a two-state solution for Palestinians. Speaking on The Daily Show, Clinton had urged the Trump administration to de-escalate regional tensions and end what he called the outright constant killing of civilians. Now, however, the former president is striking a hopeful tone, urging all parties to use this moment to build a lasting peace that provides dignity and security for both Israelis and Palestinians. He wasn't the only Clinton offering praise. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton also commended the breakthrough. She told CBS News, "I really commend President Trump and his administration, as well as Arab leaders in the region, for making the commitment to the 20-point plan and seeing a path forward for what is often called the day after." The chorus of approval also included a statement from former President Joe Biden. While commending President Trump's team for getting the deal over the finish line, Mr. Biden also highlighted his own administration's prior work, stating, "The road to this deal was not easy. My administration worked relentlessly to bring hostages home, get relief to Palestinian civilians, and end the war." The convergence of these varied political figures around the success of the ceasefire deal underscores the significance of the diplomatic achievement, offering a rare moment of unity on a deeply complex international issue. While there is a breakthrough on the international stage, here at home, a political deadlock continues to deepen with significant consequences. Today, October 14th, marks the 14th day of the partial federal government shutdown, and there is no clear end in sight. House Speaker Mike Johnson warned yesterday that the nation is, in his words, barreling toward one of the longest shutdowns in American history. He has taken a firm stance, stating that he will not negotiate with Democrats on a funding bill until they abandon their demands related to healthcare policy. The stalemate has left hundreds of thousands of federal employees either furloughed or working without pay. Speaker Johnson also addressed the issue of the Trump administration laying off thousands of federal workers during the funding lapse, a move that critics and some Democrats have characterized as a political tactic to reduce the size of the federal government. The political impasse in Washington is now creating growing disruptions for the American public, most notably in the nation's airports. The Federal Aviation Administration is being forced to slow down air traffic to ensure safety, leading to delays and cancellations for travelers across the country. This is a direct result of a severe strain on the air traffic control system. Air traffic controllers are deemed essential workers, meaning they are required to report for duty without receiving a paycheck. This has compounded a pre-existing shortage of qualified controllers, and officials report that an increasing number of controllers are calling out sick, further straining the system's capacity. As the shutdown drags on, the pressure is building not just between parties, but within them. In a notable break from his party's leadership, Democratic Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania has publicly urged his colleagues to vote to reopen the government immediately. Speaking on Fox News, Fetterman argued that allowing the shutdown to continue sends the wrong message to the American people. He stated, "It was wrong if the Republicans did these things, and I led that charge back in March, saying it's wrong to shut us down. The losers are these poor Americans here that are going to get caught in the middle of this thing." Fetterman's position is that Congress should pass a funding bill to reopen the government first, and then proceed with negotiations over contentious policy issues like health care. His public dissent highlights the increasing frustration with the gridlock and its tangible effects, as a political battle in the Capitol continues to impact the lives and livelihoods of citizens nationwide.